every now and then life gives you a couple technical difficulties. So we're 25 minutes fashionably late.
Yes.
I'm really excited that you and I could chat today. I know you were part of the Seize the Awkward campaign with Ad Council, which
Yes.
is why we have this stream every week in the first place. So I just want, to introduce you to our audience and have them have a better understanding of how you got involved with this campaign and your artist platform. So how exactly did you become an artist? What was your first kind of start for getting recognized?
I started off in the social media space before I started putting my own music out, doing covers of Shawn Mendes songs, Justin Bieber songs, and then when those started kind of blowing up and gaining attraction, I started getting a big mass of followers that started just having their eyes on me and the music and the things that I was singing and videos that I was making. And then from there, the past 2 years, I've just kept growing and growing and growing to a point last year where I was able to start putting out my own original music that started doing just as good as those covers, and then I was just able to share my story with everyone. And that's why I love working with Ad Council and this whole Seize the Awkward just like program just in general, just like doing it, even like the video, like when I got like the email, because like I just love using my platform to spread awareness about things that matter, because I feel like so many people that are in the social media space or in the music space, in the industry in general, they kind of use their platform for just crap sometimes. So why not do something that means something? Why not put out a message that means something to someone?
And what have you noticed just from people reaching out to you, on different social media platforms about their mental health? Have people confided in you, hoping that you can kind of be, a peer to them since you're the same age? You're this hip kid who's on all these social media apps. Seems like someone pretty approachable.
Every single day in my DMs, there's messages from fans, followers, friends of friends that'll reach out and like we'll just have whole conversations. Like I've dealt with social anxiety since I was maybe like 5 or 6, so that's always been present in my life. Dealing with OCD, like I've just always had a lot of stuff that I've kind of had to get a grasp on. So with me getting older and older, and now into my adult years, young adult years, I've kind of been able to control and deal with certain things that I know a lot of people necessarily don't know how to. They don't know how to cope. They don't know how to find that outlook. So then when they're having an anxiety attack, they can't do something that makes them happy or they enjoy, because that's what music is for me. Whenever I get worked up or upset about something, I'll just go sit down and write a song about it, because that's why we have art. That's why we have music. That's why we have these things that are supposed to be making us happy, to kind of shed some light on those bad or like crappy situations or moments where we're feeling low, or feeling upset, or feeling stressed and overwhelmed. So I just try to promote that message in online and private messages with my followers and fans. And it's just so great when companies like Ad Council reach out to me to talk about something that is so near and dear to my heart.
And it is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think it's interesting that we're taking a specific look at minority communities, of which you're a part of, which I'm a part of. So, what specifically is your message to teens of color who feel like there's this extra barrier to their mental health right now, especially when we're watching, the Black Lives Matter movement really take power over the news cycle right now?
Mhm. Well, first off, dealing with mental health in general, period, it's a lot. It's a lot to cope with. It's a lot to deal with, and dealing with mental health when you are a minority in America or in just our world in general, it's just it's a harder thing to deal with, because those are extra issues and problems that come with being of color, being of just not what our society sees as normal, what social media space sees as normal. Because this is the thing, that online, and this is just another thing in general, like minorities don't get the recognition that they deserve in the social media space, even in the music space. But we're working our way up. We're doing what we need to do, because this is the thing: if you're putting out a great message and you're doing art that makes sense and means something to people, the light's going to be shed on it anyway, no matter what. So the thing that I have to say is that that extra weight that we have to carry on our back, don't let that hold you down and make you feel like that you can't get up. Because this is the thing: the universe and everything around us, they put a lot of weights on our back and shoulders, and a lot of stuff on us that they know that we can handle. Because the thing is, you're going to come out stronger, you're going to come out better. So if you are having all of these things on your plate, don't think I'm this was given to me so I can fail. Think this is given to me so I can become stronger or learn a lesson from it. So something in the future, I will already have knowledge about it and know exactly what to do. So being a minority and dealing with mental health, it's just, you just got to keep pushing. You just got to keep looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, because your worst enemy at the end of the day is going to be yourself, because you're just basically fighting with your own brain. And as long as you can get control of it and focus on the positive things, you'll be chilling.
So has music become a big source of therapy for you?
1,000%. Music and my friends and family. 100,000%. Without those three things, I don't know what I'd be doing.
I mean, there definitely is, this formulaic piece of music that makes sense, right? The lyrics behind it, the beats behind it, how it makes you feel. Don't judge me too harshly, but I'm a big fan of country music, and
I
a
love country music.
a big reason why is because the lyrics say so much and express a lot of things that people feel on a day-to-day basis. But that can go into any genre. So when you're, being mindful about your art, what has been the most important thing for you to notice or to kind of dive into when you need a moment to de-stress?
Can you repeat that like last part of it? Like went out for a second.
Technology is just really challenging.
Technology said, "I'm coming for y'all on this Wednesday."
What has been the primary source of music for you that has been a major de-stressor? Is it the lyrics? Is it beats? Is it listening to other artists that are feeling the same things you're feeling? What aspect of it?
I definitely think it depends on the situation and the mood, because there's sometimes where I'll get in a certain low and I just want to listen to my favorite artist. Like, I just want to put on an Ed Sheeran or a Lauv or Jeremy Zucker song, or listen to the 1975 and just like blast it full volume in my room and just like get upbeat. Or there's certain times where I'm like, okay, I make slower, sadder music. I'm in a mood. I want to listen to some of my unreleased songs and just vibe. Or I want to just grab my guitar, piano, and just start playing something. So I definitely think it just kind of depends on the type of mood and thing that like went on. But no matter what, like, I love listening to my favorite artists every single day, because it will automatically get me in a good mood. And especially like if you know that one song by your favorite person that like no matter what, no matter where you are, what you're going through, what happened, it will put a smile on your face and you're chilling. I have it like queued up on my Apple Music always. It's Not Living by the 1975. So if anything bad happens for the day, I will get my headphones in, put that full volume, and then instantly after 4 minutes I will be in a whole different mood. And it's crazy how music can do that to somebody. And it's crazy how music can be therapeutic for you without you necessarily having to do it. You just have to listen.
So do you think right now, especially in this climate that we're in a pandemic and in the Black
Mhm.
Lives Matter movement and even going into a presidential election, do you think that artists have a responsibility now to kind of shift their artistry to share important messages or to be advocating, especially for minority communities?
I think it helps 1,000%. I know for every single artist it's different, because some people can't connect to that in a sense of with like music, if that makes sense. Because like I have a lot of friends that are artists, and like I've written songs about Miss Coronavirus, written songs about the Black Lives Matter movement, just stuff going on in our like just our country in general, just like a lot of the issues and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, like, have you written similar stuff like that? And literally one of my closest friends that makes music, she was I like I just don't know what to say, because like I'm so disgusted. And like it didn't click for me that like wow, like sometimes like if you don't have a positive connection to something, or a strong enough negative connection to something, like the words might not fall out when you want them to. It'll come out when the time's right. So I think that is our responsibility as people with a big platform on social media in general. Even if you're not putting out a song about it or anything, you should be promoting what's happening in the world, because there are on my Instagram, there are almost 700,000 people day to day that are watching my account, looking to see what's happening, what I'm doing. So instead of me posting a selfie of me just in my room with good lighting, I can do that. But why not do that while putting out an important message that can actually help people, instead of me just like trying to get the color of my eyes in like the sunlight or something? It's just, it's deeming what's important versus not important. Because the thing is, if we don't notice there's a problem and try to fix the problem, there's always going to be a problem.
Well, I know that you are a big Ariana Grande fan.
100,000%, 100,000.
What do you think is the best way for artists like Ariana Grande or an Ed Sheeran or people who just have these massive platforms
Mhm.
to be a good ally and to also lift up maybe artists who don't have as strong as a platform?
Definitely, I'd say in the way of just like how a lot of like influencers will collab with each other and support each other in the sense of just like on social media, like reposting like black artists, like black like homeowners, like different things that we've been doing like these past 2 months with the whole Black Lives Matter movement to kind of support people that were kind of overlooked because a thing is like it is such a good time right now to be promoting and putting out this new content and creativity because it there was a lot of people that were just ignorant to it. They just didn't think anything about it because it wasn't in their face. They didn't think anything was wrong with it because no one said that there was a problem. So when we all kind of joined up and got together and said, "Hey, like we need our big artists, we need our big influencers, people that have that platform and that voice to speak for us because there's not many people that can do it for us. It's hard for our own to speak for ourselves. It should be other people of other races and ethnicities speaking for us. And that comes in the same sense as people with bigger platforms in music, no matter what race or skin color you are. It's those big artists that have that platform to speak for the smaller artists that are not getting their breakthrough and not doing what they're doing. Because the thing is, we can all grow and rise together. It doesn't need to be a point where like there's so many spots because music is endless. Everyone is going to need a song about so many different things, even if it's the same topic, something written even slightly different, a slight melody change, a slight harmony or something can affect someone in a totally different way. So I just think that me personally, with my platform, I will always support people no matter how many followers you have. If I like a song, if I see you doing what you're doing, you could have 3 followers. I will post you and use my platform. I think everyone should just have that mentality to support each other. And I think that's just how it should be in general, period, in the world. If you see someone that you can do your part and do something to help them, help them. It shouldn't be a question. It shouldn't be, oh, I don't want them to take my spot. I don't want blah, 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 blah. No, do your part as a citizen, as a musician, as a person in general.
I think another interesting thing I've heard, especially in the music industry, is being mindful of who you're hiring, you know, and if we think about these big
Mhm.
albums that have been coming out, I always wonder how different they would sound if instead of a male producer, it was a woman producer, or if it was a white producer, it was a black or Hispanic or Native American producer, what difference that would make in the sound or the lyrics or the whole vibe of
Exactly.
the album. You know, it's interesting the perspectives that can quickly shift that.
So true. Literally, like one like component can like change like your favorite song so much.
And I know we're going to play at the end of this video the Seize the Awkward rap about mental health and how to kind of start that awkward conversation of, hey, are you okay? What has been, what's the easiest way to do that? How do we even check in on someone's mental health without making them feel insulted or nervous or vulnerable? What's been the best approach for you?
A best approach for me when people have approached me versus me approaching other people that I know that have been struggling with it is honestly just reassurance that you're there for them. Um, Everybody needs somebody and everybody wants somebody to be there for them. No matter how much anyone denies it or says it, it feels good to know someone cares about you. So as long as you're giving that reassurance to know that you're not coming down on somebody, you're not trying to point a finger at them, you're not trying to make them feel bad for something that they can't control. Just let them know that you are there for them and that whatever they need, you will do your best to be there for them. That's all you can really do, honestly.
And I know that you are very, very active on social media. And it's been really
Yes.
interesting to watch how people are utilizing that platform, whether it be through dances or quick recipes or whatever. But I'm curious to know your perspective on if you think social media right now is hurting or helping kids' mental health. You know, we're seeing so many videos of people dancing and kind of, you know, highlighting body types and body shaming and maybe body positivity, and also wide conversations about people of color. Do you think that we're seeing good posts or toxic posts or kind of a balance of both?
There's a balance of both, I'd have to say. Social media, I've seen it help so many lives. There's so many fans and people out there that if they did not have their favorite creator, their favorite musician, they say so many times, I would not be here. But there are other people that I know that social media can get toxic, but I feel like that's just how life is in general. I definitely think that there are a lot of tools and a lot of ways and things that we need to keep progressing and progressing to make sure social media is an overall safe space, because it's not that yet. But I do think that we're on the right path, and I do think a lot of conversations that have been started and have been happening have been a big part of social media. Even with the Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of that is because of social media. Without social media, I definitely know it would not be as big as it has been. So
Do
social
you
media, I'd have to say, has been shedding more positive than negative, but there still definitely is negative.
So at this point, now with the rise of TikTok influencers and all these different formats that we're seeing, who do you think
Mhm.
has more power, a celebrity on social media or an influencer on social media?
Mm, it depends on the celebrity, I think. Yeah, I think it definitely depends on the celebrity, because there are some celebrities that I think a Charlie D'Amelio might have a bit more pull than them in the sense of just that voice for a younger generation of what they know. Because the thing is, they might do TikTok dances, they might do catchy lip syncs or whatever to something, but they connected with that audience and they connected with those people to where they formed some type of bond and trust to where they know if she's saying something, that they're saying something for a reason and using their voice because they want them to know something, in a sense, not just saying it just to say it. And I feel like a lot of times when really big celebrities do say stuff, it's kind of overlooked in a sense, which is so weird, because it's like, oh, like they probably got paid to do this. That's like that famous actor, that famous person, blah, 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 blah. This is just an ad or something. But like if you actually just have a real conversation with your followers on live, or just talk to them and just have an open forum with them to where they feel like they are chiming in and doing their part and things like that. Like it's just a whole different like vibe and community. Social media is a great place. I love it.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to see, Blackout Tuesday when everyone posted that black
Mhm.
square and to see who, was kind of going to be held accountable for advocating for the Black Lives Matter movement. So
Yep.
how do we make sure that we're holding those people accountable when they're doing, the trending things, but then, a lot of pages I saw go right back to normal the next day and kind of disregard the whole point of what Blackout Tuesday was supposed to mean. How do we make sure that we're not putting kind of a blind spot to influencers who are just doing it to be part of the trend?
I've again just spreading awareness and using your voice. I literally spoke up on that the next day because I saw everyone posting their black screen, everyone reposting it, making a TikTok video. Then 2 days later, it was just back to on Insta stories and like the main feed posts, and I was just like, it's sad because it's like you think someone's there for you and someone's trying to help and use their platform for a good reason, when really they just see it as a point to get more likes. They're like, oh, this is the trend that's happening. Let me hop on this. I don't really care about the movement, didn't do any research, and do this. And I think this is the thing. I say it all the time. Friends should call out friends if they're wrong. People should call out people if they're wrong, to inform them so we're not ignorant to certain things. And I think it's just pure ignorance. I don't think a lot of people are malicious when they do it. I just think they don't know any better. They're trying to ride a wave and ride trends, and then because social media is so toxic sometimes, it's made to seem it's okay because people can do something negative and still come out the end stronger and more popular, richer than they were before. So I think just us in general as a collective, no matter what your following is, just spreading awareness, using your voice, speaking on it. Check people that need to be checked without
And if
cancel
we
culture, 'cause that's toxic
right, we don't have time for that.
at all.
So what then if we don't do that? I mean, maybe the influencer is fine, but that can affect your followers and viewers' mental health, right? There's a sense of accountability that like even with your platform, you have an influence on your followers' mental health to some extent, right? So what
Exactly.
is the most important thing to you when you're posting something or you're putting out a song or whatever your project might be, um, to protect and to help nurture your followers' mental health?
Um, Thinking. Like, it sounds so simple, but just taking a step back as if it's not my own and trying to digest it as if I was someone that just came across it. what would be my first thoughts? What would I think if I was going through a rough day and I listened to this? What would I feel if I was going through a good day and I listened to this? What would I feel? I always just try to make sure that whatever I'm putting out and producing, the content that I'm putting out for literally millions of people to hear and millions of people to see, that if I were to come across it, me knowing the issues and stuff that I dealt with, or people that I know that have been in really lows, like, would this make me feel better than before I received it? And that's what I always want to do. I want someone to come to my account and leave happier than they were before. I want someone to go to my discography and leave happier than they were before, because I might make music I make music for me, and I make music for other people to connect to a part of me and a part of themselves that they might have been going through. So I want to make sure that even though that it is my art, it is my work, it is my something, if I'm going to share that with someone, their feelings are just as important as mine in that sense. So just taking a step back and just thinking and making sure what you're doing, is this the message I want to put out? Is this the thing that I want to say? If I say this, do I think anyone's going to take this wrong? And if so, is there a way to explain it in a sense of, no, that's not what I meant, like this? Like, it's just using your brain. It's like having common sense to care about others' feelings, because that for some sense isn't common. And that is something that we should be focusing on, that if you're doing something that you know that you're putting online for others to see, you should care about others and not just yourself, honestly.
Well, we are going to see now in this PSA exactly how to do that, and do that in your social circle, and make sure that people are happy and doing all right mentally, and especially now in this time, in a point where they can still coexist in a community even though we're all physically distanced. But I just wanted to thank you again for taking time to chat with us today, and really raising this awareness about mental health. I know your voice is very powerful and very much appreciated. So thank you so much for joining me.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, let's check out this PSA by Seize the Awkward with Ad Council.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. You could ask in a gift or ask in a dance. You could say, ça va, if you're friends from France. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. You could ask during yoga doing downward dog. You could ask with headphones while singing a song. You could even ask while working from home. You could ask on a conference call, please hold. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. Ask with a puppy, a cat, a filter after a nap. You can ask with a note, a selfie, a quote, a playlist, a pizza, a work of art, a puppet while playing darts or while eating a snack. You can ask with flowers and talk for hours. Ask with a pose or send them something you draw. You can ask while you're chilling or dealing cards. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, try to ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.